guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Mide's Insights. My name is Mide Blaze, and as you can see with me on set, I have this beautiful looking lady and this gentleman with me. Hi guys.
Hi, Mide.
So please, in 1 minute, just tell the viewers your name and what you're into. Starting off with you.
Okay, my name is Tukoriduan. I'm a published poet, content writer, and a social scientist.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I know it actually means a lot for you to actually spare time out of no time to be here.
My pleasure.
All right, you.
My name is Kosi Anadigo. I'm the CEO of Korean Skincare and the CEO of Korean Foundation.
All right. Thank you. And I must say, you look really, really beautiful. Your skin is popping. You don't need to tell us before we know that you're actually into skincare products.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get into the business of the day. And I called you guys here because I know you actually have a foundation that actually caters for children, and and I've been seeing some of your posts, with some of the projects you've been embarking on, and I know a story is going on right now on justice for Don Davies. He's a young boy of 11 years old who happens to have been assaulted multiple times in his hostel, and this happens to be a Christian school, a boarding house for it, to top it up.
Yeah.
And what he said is that he's been assaulted multiple times. His seniors will put hand and legs into his anus.
Molested, you mean?
Molested. Okay. So and that for me, the moment I saw that story, I was so touched, because that's just one out of many other stories of assault and rape that actually happens all around, because I don't want us to actually limit this conversation to just rape, and also talk about sexual assault as a whole. So I'm sure you've read about the story, so I want to ask you, what do you think about the story when it started going viral?
I actually think it's a very sad and pitiable situation, coming from the fact that it's in a supposedly Christian school. And I feel like the reason why it's not overblown the way it's supposed to is because maybe he's a male.
Okay.
I'm feeling that if it was a female, I think the whole world would jump on it.
Okay.
So they feel like he's a male and they're not taking it as serious as they're supposed to, compared to if it was a lady.
Okay, I want to ask you the same question as well. I don't know if you have a contrary opinion to what she just said, but I'm glad with the angle she came in from.
Yeah.
The fact that if it was a female, you would have seen like 20-50 NGOs that would have come up to say, we will not take this, or it's a woman and all of that. Do you have a contrary opinion to that?
I don't have a contrary opinion, but first, let's look at what rape is contextually. We know that rape has to do with forceful penetration without the person's consent, so which victimizes and dehumanizes the person. Now, looking at the gender perspective, the boy is a boy. Don Davies is a boy.
He's a boy. He's 11 years old.
11 years old and that, very, very young. It seems. If it were a girl, we know how the world will go wild over it. And looking at the Nigerian cultural society, we are majorly a patriarchal society. So there is this onus placed on men, this responsibility to take, to be bold enough to shoulder your burdens yourself. So for a boy, it's always hard to pay attention to the plight of boys like that when they go through such situation. So that's why I'm not surprised that people are not really talking about it as they should.
Yes. Because when the story was going on, I thought, when Twitter was trending everywhere, I thought it was actually going to be a story where we'd see people actually, being punished for something like this. And to my own surprise was the fact that the minister or the whatever it is that handles the affairs of education in that state, which is Akwa Ibom State, did not even do anything about it. What he did was ask that, okay, please come to my office, bring the boy, bring the person that it's just so annoying, because a child of 11 years old is traumatized already. And for me personally, I feel like when you talk about rape or being assaulted, when you have that one experience, it stays on in your head forever.
For a very long time.
So, I know you must have worked with a lot of people due to the fact that you are this very generous person. So I don't know if you've ever had any story like that. I'm asking you.
The thing about it is that there's so much unspoken rape with men. And the reason why they're not talking about it as much as female is because they're men. Boys go through a lot of molestation from both men and both women. So it is even as high as female, and most times it's actually maybe when they are little, like from 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 to about 10, 11, you find out that they are maybe houseboys are molesting them, their nannies are molesting them. So the issue of rape among men is as high as, yeah, but sometimes people may not want to come out to talk about it. The reason why she came out to talk about it, and the reason why this case is like this, is because they're trying to cover the school up. They're trying to protect the name of the school because it's a Christian school and maybe they are popular, so they're trying to downplay everything. I think as of today, she came out to say that a popular minister is saying that she needs to go and apologize. And then you wonder, what is she apologizing for? Is she apologizing for saying the truth? Is she apologizing for defending her son? Is she apologizing for standing up? Is she apologizing for saying, look, my son went to school and he was molested? So what actually is he apologizing for? Exactly. I think this whole system is messed up, because if this was a female, even the international bodies would jump on this.
Definitely.
So I think there's some kind of, should I say, gender impartiality going on here because he's a boy.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much. You know, you've actually stirred up a lot of emotions here on set. But I want to ask you big one, because I know when people want to talk about being assaulted or raped generally, the angle people come in from is the angle of provocation. Provocation, yes. So I don't know to what extent a boy of 11 years old would have provoked his senior, which I want to assume if he is a senior, he should be way older than he is. Yes. So what role do you think provocation has got to play in that case?
Well, provocation has no place to be in that situation anyway. We just classify that as some kind of delinquency among the boys. Like in school, we see many forms of bullying among boys, different age grade. So this is just one of those bullying tactics. You know, being in privacy with different set of people from different backgrounds, with different exposure. And with this exposure, they want to experiment different forms of things on themselves. And most of which could be dangerous.
And again, you know, that age happens to be a lot. You know, it happens to be an age of experimentation. Where people want to try a lot of things. And I'm actually glad the boy is actually coming out to actually talk about this.
Which is
because when I was reading the story, the boy said his senior threatened to kill him if he was to ever talk. You know, the fact that he's even coming out to actually say something means that, you know, he's actually gotten to that point where he can no longer take it again. I don't know if any of you ever saw the picture of that boy.
Before and after. But I want to say something based on what you asked him. There should not even be any reason for molestation. You saying something about maybe he was provoked or they were provoked there shouldn't even be any reason why a boy or a girl should have to sexually molest a boy or a girl, point blank period. There shouldn't be any reason for it. Whether maybe they feel like the boy did not go to fetch water or did not do something or they want to punish, there shouldn't be any reason for that. So the boy coming out to speak, I think maybe he must have had it.
And he definitely must have had it.
He must have had it together with the support of his mother. It's not even, the mother is a hero, I must say, because it's not everybody that will have the effrontery and the mind to come out in the midst of when she knows that she could get shot or she could get kidnapped for saying the truth. So the mother, parents too have a role to play. You know, because if you are a parent and your child cannot come and tell you this is what it is, and maybe you rebuke the child, he or she is not going to come tell you something else. So I think the mother is really a big factor here in this situation too.
And I'm glad the mother is actually handling it very well. So I want to look at it from another angle entirely. The fact that in this country, I personally feel like we are all hypocrites. Because if this was a known man's daughter or daughter,
nobody will hear about it.
If this was maybe Reno Mockery's daughter, what would happen? Would he come out to say the same thing that he's saying? Or if this was who will I say, Dino Melaya's son, that this happened to.
Trust me, people would have been brought to justice.
All the whole news, everything, the whole country will be on fire. It was going to be like a daily news. CNN is even going to carry its NTA. But because just like COVID, exactly. But because she's just maybe like a normal student and nobody knows him, that's why, you know, you see that she's the only one coming out to speak. How many celebrities have come out to talk about it openly? How many celebrities have come out to say, oh, everybody's just leaving comments under her page, but nobody has come out to say, I want to talk about this situation, I want to talk about this woman, I want to talk about this child. No celebrities, no Nigerian celebrity has come out to talk about this woman. But yet guess what? Joe Biden, all the celebrities are putting it up on their page.
You know, what she just said now actually just triggered something. The fact that I said we are hypocrites generally.
Yes.
Because when NSAS was going on, everybody was posting and saying, oh, the right location to be for this protest is the Lekki toll gate because there was enjoyment there. And people literally went there because they wanted to take pictures.
Yes.
On my status all day, Joe Biden. Joe Biden. That's why I'm saying
that does not even concern us.
Then the one that is concerning us, that is home to us.
We are not doing
not one single celebrity has come out openly to say. And you know Nigeria, we like follow now. If one celebrity say something, another one follow. But it's so sad that none of them have been able to use their voices
to actually
support
this. To actually talk, because I feel like this is just one out of many cases. If we remember very well, when that incident happened at toll gates, people were tweeting about it. We were thinking that okay, by now we should have government officials being brought to justice, but nothing has been done. And I have a fear that this is also going to be the same case with this band. That is my own fear, because a child of 11 years old, I don't know what you want to tell him. I don't know what kind of confidence you want to give to that child to stay with him forever. I know a lot of people that actually spoke to me and said, oh, I've been molested when I was of this age, and even up until now, when I'm having sex with someone or when I'm about to have sex, I still think about it. So it doesn't end at that point. Exactly, it is a life trauma, and I'm sure this is just very sad to even talk about, but because we don't have a lot of time to actually spend on this set, I want us to just quickly, your advice out there to people who are going through something like this that do not even have the confidence to even come outside to talk about it. Let me start from you, Ridwan.
Okay, the advice I would have is this. First of all, let's look at the society as it has evolved over time. The issue of provocative dressing, as far as I'm concerned, despite the fact that I'm a Muslim, my religious inclination, it has nothing to do with the whole issue.
All right.
Only for some exceptions anyway.
Okay.
So if you accuse someone who is a victim for his or her dressing, or let's direct it to the females, because we know that when it comes to the girls, the first thing people look at is the dressing. To me, it's not adequate enough. It doesn't have to be when you are open to any criminal activity, like you are defenseless. Even at your defense, people come to you
and take advantage of
it. Just like the boy himself. Not that he wore anything provocative, but it was just a way by which these guys bully one another. And because he fell into the category of the younger ones, he's the weaker among them. So they have to watch. They have to find a way to rip him of his humanity and self-dignity. So we get now. So I don't think dressing as a part to play in this. Right. So what I would just advise, I would just suggest is that people should just try to be cultured on the act of sexuality and sexualism, so that people will know their responsibility. You get, because people
should also learn to speak out. Because the reason why we are talking about this is because he spoke out, and he actually has a mother that is actually willing to actually go all out for him.
And if possible, people should learn to speak out before it goes way beyond their capacity. Because there are some cases where there must have been signs at the earlier stage, but because people just tend to overlook certain things for reasons we just mentioned, like maybe because you don't belong to a certain class that people will know you are not a celebrity, so when you speak up nobody listens to you. So people should just learn to speak up as early as they could. At least talk to someone closer to you before it even goes out to the public.
I think you've done a good job there. Let me ask you the same question, because I know when he was talking you have some things you really want to point out from what he just said. So just quickly give us your own final word. Drink your drink.
I have to take a sip first. First of all, there should not be any reason whatsoever for rape, whether it's the way you dress. A woman or a guy can choose to dress as sexy as she or he wants without feeling like they were going to be molested. There should not be any reason or excuse for rape, both gender, both the male and the female. And secondly, parents are also supposed to advise their children that rape is wrong. They should also be able to train, to touch, to nurture that this is wrong. You don't need to.
And please, I'm sorry for cutting him. Rape is wrong and rape is real. We should just make effort to try to let them know rape is real out there.
This is why not only the individuals have to be aware, the parents also need to instill this. Example of the Don Davies molesters. Maybe if the parents had taught them or told them that this is what is wrong, rape is bad, maybe they just wouldn't. Some parents also need to do their own part in advising their children that this is wrong.
That even reminds me of some parents.
Yes, because some parents don't talk about it. Some parents don't talk about sex with their children. Some parents don't talk about rape with their children. Some parents are just
most children even grew up with that mentality. Even when these things are happening, they don't even know what is happening at all. That is actually rape, because their parents did not. They didn't have that one-on-one conversation with them about what sex is. You know, I feel like they should also do more.
Sex, rape talk, and everything sexuality need to be discussed. And then finally.
It's funny and sensitive.
And then finally, we must always learn to speak up. The moment you start speaking up, others will come. Because if you keep it in silence, you live with it and you die in silence.
That also comes from the parents' responsibility. If you live in a family where you try to express yourself
and they stop you or
it will be hard for you to come out in the open.
Definitely.
So the parents have the major role
to play in this. Thank you so much, guys, for actually coming here to actually help me discuss this. I'm sure we've been able to, touch one or two lives with what we just did, and I'm sure that young child watching this out there knows what to do when he's going through all this. And at least you cannot talk to anybody. I'm sure either your mother or your father, you have someone you are close to. Just try and find that that person where you can rest your head on and tell whatever it is that you are going through before it gets worse. I think on that note we can actually sign out, right? All right. So you can keep the conversation going as well in the comment section, and you can also follow any of these people or any of these beautiful and good looking. Until I catch you again on another exciting episode, I remain Mide Blaze, and with me I have Wu,
Kosi, and Adigo.
All right, and I have. All right, catch you.